Before we begin, tonight is movie night. That means I'm going to hang out with my family and maybe yours, and we'll watch a thing. We pick a Netflix thing, we press play at the same time, and we watch it together. If you don't have Netflix, you can get it for free. Links in the description. Check them out. Here's Feedback Friday. Woody, if you don't mind me asking, how many times have you yelled at Colin? Not like scolding, but I mean almost screaming. It's really rare with Colin. I'm not sure I've ever screamed at him. I have yelled at Hope. There's a different, like, Colin is a tricky kid to parent because you don't always know, like, what his motivations are, what he's thinking, what's going on. Like, with Hope, if she's bad, it's because, she's pushing the limit. She's, like, fully aware of what's going on. With Colin, if he's bad, like, maybe he didn't understand the rules. Maybe, like, there's this benefit of the doubt thing that he kind of gets that, a kid without any challenges wouldn't. So sometimes I worry that I'm way too easy on him, right? Like, he's doing a thing now where he falls, right? He's not actually falling by accident. He just sort of, like, drops to the ground too often or something like that. And it's annoying, and you want him to stop, but, like, how rough are you supposed to be on him? Maybe he doesn't understand why you don't like it. And anyway, the whole parenting process is so tricky with Colin that I tend not to lean towards, like, the anger side. Whereas with Hope, if she's bad and she's deserving of, anger, then she gets it because, she's perfectly fine. So that I don't know. There's no rule book on how to parent a kid like Colin, so we just do our best. Why have Dualcoms gone away? I enjoyed them back in the day, and I want to hear your opinion on it. I can speak for me personally, and it's the fact that I don't use Skype anymore. Like, most of the YouTube commentator community is on Skype, and a lot of people have each other on their Skype friends list. I think that's what it's called. And I don't have Skype anymore. It sucks. Like, I hate it. A lot of my online relationships have become much harder to maintain because I'm not on Skype. I had conversations that went on literally for years with Onslaught, T-Mart, Dunkus, and Bash. Like, for years we had this conversation. We'd talk every day. I'd be at work chatting with them and stuff. It was cool. But I had to get rid of Skype because it was insecure. Specifically, people who would do these denial of service attacks and ruin Painkiller already were able to find my IP address through Skype, and it sucked. And they kept ruining Painkiller already. They kept ruining my live streams. They kept getting me all the time. So I had to uninstall Skype. I tried using a proxy. I might try that again, but I don't know what to tell you. I couldn't do it. So without Skype, I don't do Dualcoms as much. I don't keep in touch with my YouTube friends. That's what stinks about this DDoS stuff. Like, let me talk about that. They didn't take money from me. As a matter of fact, getting DDoSed is really profitable for me. I don't want to get DDoSed. I certainly don't like it. It's better to have a good product than to make some sort of short-term profit. But here's the deal. When people say watch Painkiller already, right? It's one view, right? They pop onto the live show, they view it one time, and it's good. If the stream crashes or something, or like I get DDoSed, then that's another view. Like, all 7,000 people or 10,000 people, or in great cases 25,000 people that are watching it at any given time, they reload it, and it's like a second view because the stream went up and down. I did this one thing where the DDoSers were just not letting me go. It was horrible. And every 5 minutes I was getting, like, the stream was crashing. It was my wife and I putting together a PC. That live stream made, like, it was probably my most profitable live stream ever. And I hated that the product wasn't what I wanted it to be. I hated that, like, it kept going down every 5 minutes. DDoSers didn't take money from me. What they actually took was my ability to maintain relationships and have friends in the online community. And that, like, it sucks even more. I want my friends back. Like, I want to be able to just chat up, Onslaught or T-Mart anytime I want to. Instead, I call them on the phone and send them text messages on my cell, and it's just not the same. It's sort of like a, instead of a default, we always talk on this, it's more of a, like, hey, this guy's reaching out to me, like, what does he have to say, instead of just like a daily hangout. And I miss it. I want it back. I moved over to Google, which is secure, but I'm there all by myself and it's not the same. But maybe we can get on Facebook or something and all connect with each other. But or maybe I can get Skype figured out with this proxy thing. But anyway, the reason I don't do Dualcoms is I almost feel like you know, that the coalition of friends that I used to have that are YouTube commentators has been broken up to some extent because I don't get to hang out with them online like I used to. It sucks. Woody, why does my left testicle is kind of hurting? I didn't hit myself. All right, grammar aside, dude, this could be a real issue. Like, this is no joke. If your testicle hurts, it's not supposed to, and it can be a testicular torsion, and it attacks the left one more often than the right. What the deal is you got your junk hanging there, and if it twists inside your sac, your scrotum, then it can cut off like the blood supply to it. If it hurts like that, then it can be that you have like a genuine medical issue that you need to have sorted out. It seems like a silly question for this series. It's not what it's supposed to be about, but I didn't want to ignore your question because, for all I know, you're going to have like a serious medical emergency that I know a little bit about. So, dude, if your left testicle hurts, if any testicle hurts is an issue, if your left one hurts especially, don't just ignore that. You might want to see a doctor if this is actually a painful thing. Woody, what's the best thing about being a YouTube commentator? Well, there's two things. It pays well when you have a big channel. Like, I have 1 million subs now, and I get a lot of views every month, and so the money is good, and I really like that. But the biggest thing for me is the flexibility in my schedule. Now, it's not that I don't work hard or try hard. Every single day, I'm working pretty much whenever I'm awake to make this thing the best that I know how to make it. But, like today, for example, I went to lunch. Hope had a half day at school, so, we grabbed her and my wife and Colin, and we all went out to lunch together at Salsa Fresh, which is like this Mexican restaurant thing. And it was fun to hang out with the family. Whereas when I worked at Cisco, my old job, I felt more chained to it. My lunch availability was tied to my meeting schedule, and like everything was so tricky. I would never be able to just do something in the middle of the day. I would never be able to like pick up and travel for a weekend or something like that. Whereas now, like, I have some flexibility in schedule. I can sort of get my work done in advance if I have to, and then go somewhere. I can, and then those experiences themselves can add to the channel. Make me a richer person in terms of like experiences. The best thing about being a YouTuber is that I'm not chained to my desk anymore. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you're new around here, you can click subscribe in the top right. 2 vids you may have missed on your screen. And movie night tonight. Hopefully you guys like watching movies and hanging out with us. And I'll see you there if you do.